The intention of this sort of 2 minutes is to wrap from today in the morning a lot of things we've seen and come to full circle of what we've seen now with Anne's sort of closing. I heard Anne said several times the word value, and over how we build the agenda, actually that's sort of built in every single sort of piece of it. So in the first session, Christine first said, you can use, this is an opportunity for us to enact our investment decision to create change in the market, right? So that's the first part of the value, right? The value where you want to see the future through the capital. And then right after, we have Mark Suster. The key thing that I learned actually is global warming is really here. And he's into this sort of green movement so heavily that he actually, I don't know if you noticed, but he actually like changed his hair color this morning to green. But what I think is important is like really capital it's becoming global and really the opportunities are global, but there's a huge flow of capital coming into venture, and this is really an opportunity for us to create sort of different models that we heard just from Anne too. And then after, Cyan very nicely sort of brought up a lot of sort of different examples on for us to look at opportunities and sort of really open our mind for like founders who can create sort of big solution to big problems. And I find that really inspiring because one of the most inspiring moment I had in my entire life, it was when I was in Yunnan, that's southwest China, working with the minority group. They were actually building value. What I mean by that, real estate, I know a lot of investors, that's where they want to put their money in. They were creating a real estate, they were creating a home for one of their family, and you see the whole community came together for building that house. Yet, there was no exchange of money in that. They keep a track of who helped them this time, and then maybe the next time if you have enough resources, I'm gonna help you build your home. So it's very inspiring because often here in Silicon Valley, or for our need, or we want to sort of create return on the value side, on the monetary side, we often sort of forget really to attach what's being created and what's important for us in everyday life, whether it's our family, what touches our heart, what touches what we believe with the world, with the need of an IPO, right? So a little bit of the conversation today is like, what would be an ideal IPO 2.0 look like? So it was like very inspiring for me because all of a sudden I start detaching the creation of the real estate, of the community and everything else, but not necessarily you have that single model to work on the success. And it's a really good time. We're end of 2017, really moving to 2018. We look at some of the trends on the MIDA list, MIDA Touch, including Anne, it's part of the list. What's really exciting is that the market wants to see that change, right? On the crypto session, it was the word that was used is like redefining. So Anne first talked about redefining intelligent growth. It's like, can we fund companies that are not only in sort of high growth, high profitability? Do we have option to like create investment into companies that are in different category yet creating value? From a market perspective, it's really like when you do the survey, there's a generational wish for that shift. So that's really amazing because all of a sudden you have the capital, you have the market, and what you need, as we all investors know, is that you need the team. And actually the team is here. Like we are interconnected, the capital is interconnected. Like you saw a lot of the amazing sort of speakers today, but even like in the audience with all the different sort of network conversation that's built in, this is where we believe that a lot of the future solution for our asset class is gonna be built. And that's also why we create PreMoney, because this is a great platform for us to look at. In 10 years, we'll say, oh, remember we discussed on those sort of different models today that we imagine what it would look like. And it's quite amazing that we are optimists about the inclusive investing because the consumption is into sort of the global context, it's into a lot of the women too. And if we can't really figure it out, we can have the data and the AI actually do the investment for us, and then we can like all retire. So we are in our infancy on how do we reshift and redesign, but hopefully we can master it. Thank you very much.